Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your coverage of Star Series number 3, the $15,000 land tournament located in the land of Kiev, the capital of the Ukraine, sponsored by Intel and Asus. My name is Toshley and I will be a commentator for the games we have coming up here for you today. We will be continuing on with the winner bracket best of 3 of Na'Vi going up against Pulse. And we saw in that first game, Pulse smashed Na'Vi into the ground, forcing out a GG 18 minutes into the game. The score was something like 24-4. The team of Na'Vi definitely didn't fare all that well in that game. It says up the top here that Na'Vi had the first victory. That is because the team of Pulse all disconnected before Na'Vi did, so by default they got the win, but that's not the case. Pulse has game number 1 of a best of 3. Will Na'Vi bring it back, or will they get stomped into the ground? Well, they could bring it back because Darkseer got allowed into the pool, which I feel was a little bit of a foolish endeavor, well, a little bit of a foolish decision by the team of Pulse. On the side, jumping straight into the draft, actually, let's introduce the teams because that's how we should always do it. Pulse, formerly known as Skarne, slightly earlier in this tournament, formerly known as Infused, or at least containing several members from the team of Infused. Hailing from the land of Sweden, we have Captain Mini following up with Wagamama, Pinoy, Region, and Fishbone. And over on the side of Na'Vi, hailing from the land of the Ukraine, defending champions from Star Series number 2 and have a lot of weight on their shoulders to win this tournament and bring the honor of their country, or something like that. Captain Puppy following up with Havorst, Dendi, Light of Heaven, and Arsart. Jumping straight into the draft, we see Lanaya and Batrider being taken out by the team of Pulse once again. Those very powerful solo mid-heroes who be removed out, and Na'Vi taking out Jakira and Wisp. Wisp, I wouldn't say it was a big problem in that previous game. I mean, Na'Vi just lost so hard, I don't think Wisp would have made a difference. Pulse, they picked themselves up a Leshrac, Chen, and Juggernaut. Na'Vi responding to that with a Darkseer, a Chaos Knight, and a Queen of Pain. And Juggernaut to be picked up by Pulse, an exciting hero to be taken up indeed. Playing the role of that hard carry, of course, we'll have Queen of Pain in the solo mid, Darkseer in the solo off lane. Na'Vi might pick themselves up a jungler, or they will go with a tri-lane. The decision is, of course, needless to say, up to them. Pulse, fairly standard picks, except for, of course, that Juggernaut. Typically not a hero that sees the light of day. They seem to be going for extreme amounts of push. Leshrac has that Diabolic Edict, and he, of course, has that Lightning Storm, which will wipe down creep waves. Chen can coerce creeps onto his side, which, needless to say, helps out pushes because it's an extra couple of bodies to absorb up tower hits. And then we have Juggernaut with his Ward, which heals everyone. Percentage-based heal, which is very, very, very strong and fantastic for pushing. At level 4, it's a 5% heal every second. It's better than a hard. It's like 2.5 hearts. It's fantastic. But will that work out? The amount of gold has changed quite a bit in the sense that you get more gold from killing than you do from tower kills. So going straight for an immense push, cheese push strategy might not work out very well for the team of Pulse. We'll just have to wait and see, however. Updating the drafts, we see Brewmaster being taken out by the team of Na'Vi and Ancient Apparition to be removed out by Pulse. Ancient Apparition, a 100% understandable hero to remove because he negates heals. That ulti, if he gets a good hit on it, there'll be no healing from Hand of God, there'll be no healing from that ward, and there will be problems for the team of Pulse. Pulse taking out Enigma, which I wouldn't have expected. I honestly would have expected them to pick up the Enigma since they seem to be going for a cheese push strategy. Na'Vi taking out Crobulus, again, 100% understandable because she is a great assistance with that ulti in a cheese push strat, and her Q ability, the Crypt Swarm, is great for wiping out waves. Bounty Hunter to be taken out by the team of Na'Vi, which could be argued that it's a bit of a salvage, in a sense, to make sure that Pulse can't salvage the situation if they just take a lot of deaths. Shadow Shaman to be taken up, Coddle to be banned out, and Pulse are going for full-on push. Every single hero here has pushing capabilities. Leshrac, essentially every single ability of Leshrac can be used for pushing because they are all AoEs. Chen, Hand of God helps nicely, but the Holy Persuasion helps immensely, and with Juggernaut too, the Blade Fury will cut through the creep waves, the Healing Ward will heal everyone back where they need to be, and then Raster, who has the shock and the wards. Pulse, once they get that level 6 up, they're going to push, and Na'Vi are going to be very well aware of the strategy that they are currently going up against, picking heroes that will be very, very strong and capable of doing a considerable amount of ganking. And Darkseer is definitely very good going up against a push because you put an Ion Shell in the midst of that push and then everyone will start taking damage. It will essentially entirely negate the healing ward, at least towards the earlier stages of the game. Who will Na'Vi want for their 5th and final hero? I would guess that Chaos Knight will be played by Havorst and will take up that role of the semi-carry. They probably want someone, they need someone that will work well in a tri-lane, or they want a jungler. Because, well, we've got a Darkseer. Darkseer will take the solo off lane if we are going to play a standard game of Dota 2. So who do they want to supplement the composition? Venomance could possibly be a possibility. He works nicely in a tri-lane, and those wards provide a nice amount of counter push, something that will no doubt be necessary. They might want to go with Nature's Prophet, however. His ability to teleport over the map, and of course that Wrath of Nature ultimate, allows him to not only defend when he's not anywhere near the lane, but he can TP to the lanes that he needs to be in. We're going to go with Vengeful Spirit to be taken up. Not a hero that's seen the light of day all that much either, but a very nice hero indeed. Will work nicely with the ganking tri-lane, because that magic missile does a lot of damage, and Treant Protector to be secured up by the team of Pulse. Give them even more push. They can heal up the heroes that are taking damage, as well as, wait, the passive regeneration isn't there anymore, but Pulse are going for full-on cheese push. Will work out nicely for them. We'll just have to wait and see. On the Radiant side of the map, on Na'Vi's side of the field, we see Light of Heaven playing on that Darkseer, Arsat playing in on the Vengeful Spirit, Havorsa playing on the Chaos Knight, Puppey playing in on the Tidehunter, and Dendi playing on the Queen of Pain. On Pulse's side of the map, on the Dire side of the field, we see Region playing on that Juggernaut, Wagamama to play on the Treant Protector, Pinoy to play on the Leshrac, Fishbone playing in on that Rasta, and Mini to play as that Chen. And the whole of them are grouping up. They're venturing up towards the northern part of the map, and the team of Na'Vi are doing the exact opposite, venturing down at the southern part of the map. And as a result, needless to say, neither one is going to find each other, because you can't, there's no portals in here. You can't just walk through a portal and then suddenly appear at top or bottom. Game doesn't work like that. Not at all. Pulse are really diving in deep. They want that first blood, but they will not find it at all. No one is here to be found, and the same can be said for Na'Vi. Well, Na'Vi really aren't diving in that deep, but they do have a nice defensive posture. They are currently splitting apart just a little bit. They're hiding in on the high ground, waiting for someone to venture up, and it might be the Darkseer, but he hasn't picked his skill up yet. This means that he can possibly pick up haste and then run the hell out of there. He's about to be in a world of pain. They walk straight into him. The tethers go down. Light of Heaven is followed up with a stun, and he is so incredibly dead. First blood secured up by the team of Pulse right when the siren sounds at the very beginnings of the game. Shut up, tree. Yes, you got it. Invisibility should be secured up here by Fishbone.
Invisibility.
And the lanes are now steadily beginning to form. We'll see Dendi alongside this middle lane. We'll see Light of Heaven on the Darkseer up towards top, and down the bottom we'll see a tri-lane of Puppey on the Tidehunter, Arsat on the Vengeful Spirit, and Havorst sitting in on that Chaos Knight. Wagamama looks to be going solo bottom towards the middle lane. We'll see Leshrac of all people. Leshrac can go solo mid. He's not, I wouldn't say he's ideal, but he works out, needless to say. Mini in the jungle, as you'd expect, and up towards the top we can see Fishbone alongside Region. And Light of Heaven could be find himself in a lot of trouble. He doesn't have the haste up, but he does have the Iron Shell. The shackles go down, the right clicks are being dealt with. The damage be enough, however. The Iron Shell not going to be popped down because he needs to try and run as fast as possible. And it looks like he will get taken down. Another kill secured by the team of Pulse, 2 for 0. Things aren't looking so great for the team of Na'Vi. They seem to be getting smashed, but they can bring this around. Darkseer immediately returning to the fray will simply walk to his actually he's going to jungle. He realizes that he's a bit too far behind. If he gets too close to this wave, he'll get shackled and right click down. Unfortunately, Region is going to get free farm up at this top, but he won't be getting kills coming in from the Light of Heaven. He'll be just sitting down with that Iron Shell, doing as much as he possibly can. Arsat just waiting in on this superior positioning just in case Wagamama decides to venture too far forward, but alas, I suspect that he will do no such thing at all. And Havorst will be getting absolute free farm, so a fairly even exchange of affairs coming out from both sides here. Havorst getting free farm, and then we have Region getting free farm up at the top. However, Wagamama is not getting any experience at all. We see Light of Heaven still able to salvage something from the situation because he is jungling. Wagamama has no such opportunity. It looks like he will just spend his time stacking this Ancient Cam. He can't even sit in experience range because the amount of damage to come out of this tri-lane is considerable, for lack of a better term. They're going to see that he's pulling this camp. Arsat moves in, tries to catch off Wagamama, no damage to come down. Shadow Strike to land down here on Pinoy, and Pinoy his HP is getting awfully low, and Denny's just harassing at every single opportunity. 6 for 10 on the creep score, with Pinoy currently sitting on 3 for 1. His HP ticks lower. We've got some extra ranks in that Shadow Strike in order to deal down this harassment. Split Earth, nice little dodge, and he blinks away from the potential death coming in from Chen and the Centaur Khan. But this will allow him to possibly pressure the tower and give some problems to that of Dendi, but he has a blink, probably won't, most likely will not get ganked, and should be able to get a good couple of last hits as well. One Shadow Strike coming in on Scott on Pinoy, and he will find himself in a lot of pain in the next couple of moments. In fact, he immediately pops a healing salve, exactly what he should be doing. If I were Dendi, I would try and be a little bit more assertive and get that Shadow Strike down, but alas, Pinoy's HP is regen back to where it needs to be, and the harassment will still be effective, but it won't be as significant as it was a few or as it could have been. It won't be as significant as it could have been. And speaking, why is it so difficult? Double pulling coming in. See, on the Radiant side of the field, you don't need to stack this camp. You can actually just pull the other camp here. You can also pull this camp into here. It works out fairly nicely. Towards this middle lane, Dendi currently sitting in on 11 for 14 with Pinoy only on 7 for 2. And every single time Pinoy gets close, Dendi right clicks him down. There goes the Shadow Strike. Here goes the right clicks. And if they see the animation coming up for Pinoy, Dendi can just blink. And he will not get hit by the split earth unless Pinoy is very smart about it and places it where he thinks Dendi will blink. But chances are that's just far too much out of range. And Pinoy's HP is going to tick down. It's going to go tick, tick, tickety. Got Scream of Pain up available as well. 2 ranks in that Shadow Strike, as I said a few moments ago, or as we've seen or several times, and so on and so forth. Disregard everything. Wagamama still sitting on level 1. No experience coming down for him. Puppy going forward, just asserting his dominance, saying, yeah, you get near me, I'll kill you dead, Mr. Tree Man. And remember, that level 1 is from the fact that he got first blood. Barely any of this is from the lane creep, because he's being forced so far back. If he ventures too far forward, Arsart will stun him down. Towards the middle lane, Smoke Gang is being had. Dendi could potentially be dead. He needs to blink away. He does do so indeed. They are continuing to give chase. Fishbone wants to get the stun off, but he's not going to be able to do so. And he will be able to transition into a rune. So this works out just nicely. You get away from a gank, and you get yourself a regeneration rune. And the team of Na'Vi are doing something which I would have expected them to do a bit earlier, considering how far back Wagamama was forced, is push out this top tower, maybe even go for a gank. Push out this bottom tower, rather. I swear I just heard a magic missile fly down, but it seems I didn't. Middle lane, Dendi receiving a couple of right clicks, but doesn't care for the most part. Fortification goes down, but it will only delay the inevitable. Sentry wall to be placed down to make sure Wagamama isn't lurking in the trees in that invisibility. Finally sitting on level 2, but still an unhappy individual. Puppy charges in, wipes down the creep wave. The tower continues to take damage, and Wagamama, he's happy to be sitting in experience range, but he's unhappy to not be getting any last hits or anything of the like, and can't even venture too far forward or else he faces certain death. Middle lane is being pushed out by the team of Pulse. They're looking to try and deal a bit of damage. Chen will back off, and Pinoy gets himself a couple of last hits under the fray. Whatever. Denny's very happy with himself. 34 rather, to 8. I was looking at the wrong person. I'm an idiot. Never mind. Still doing an alright job. I was looking at the score screen. I was like, hold on a second. Can't be right. Queen of Pain getting a kill here on the Leshrac lane with the assistance of Light of Heaven. The Edict not really doing anything at all. Light of Heaven also getting himself a little bit of vengeance. Has himself a Soul Ring and a Buckler. As to whether he'll rotate to lane or continue on with the jungling, lane is a possibility. The top tower is being pressured quite a bit. They're looking for a bit of vengeance, and it looks like they quite possibly will get it. The tower sustaining damage, the creeps are doing work, and this ward is healing them straight back to where they need to be. Fortification is available, but it doesn't look like they are going to use it. The tower will take a fall. Light of Heaven making no appearance in the lane. Well, he's in the lane, but he's not trying to defend yet. But he's going to try and defend the tier 2. It's the only thing, I don't know where I was going with that statement, but that's something that they can take down. Queen of Pain invisibility rune secured up by her. The fortification goes down. The TPs are rolling in, and the team of Pulse quickly back off. Can they catch anyone off? However, Region jumps in. Blade Fury to fly down. Puppy caught up at the Trinet Trap, and he is oh so incredibly dead. The shackles come down as well. So Pulse trying to do what he can. 2-second stun to land down Region. Region being sent back to base. He will not get taken down. Puppy's HP is fairly low. They need to try and take down a couple of these creeps in order to make further pushes just that little bit more difficult, and they will indeed do so. Meanwhile, Queen of Pain getting another kill in on the Leshrac towards the middle lane. 100% expected. Leshrac versus Queen of Pain. You want to know who wins that fight? Queen of Pain. Queen of Pain's very good mid-hero. Leshrac, I mean, he works out nicely, but if you're going up against someone with a lot of aggression, it doesn't work out nicely. Region charging in, wants to maybe get an Omni Slash off on Light of Heaven, but Light of Heaven's just a little bit too fast. He is the father of Sonic, we must remember. At least I'm pretty sure he's the father of Sonic. Gotta go fast, son. Gotta go fast. War sitting back at base, refilling himself up with the waters of the fountain. Wagamama finally getting the opportunity to get a couple of last hits, get himself a bit of an easy farm without worrying about death. Poppy waiting in position in case Leshrac ventures too far forward, but I don't think he will do any such thing, simply due to the fact that he has learned from previous mistakes where venturing too far forward results in death. But now with 3 of them here, they move into position, Pinoy backs the hell off, while the top lane continues to get pushed out. More reinforcements coming in from Chen. The creep wave joins the fray as well. Nice ward to be placed down by the team of Pulse. Going to give a nice bit of vision and prevent any ganks coming in from here. It gives a nice little chunk of vision indeed. Top tower being pressured, no fortification is available. Reinforcements are rolling in. Light of Heaven, however, places down that ward, and it's going to do nothing because he pulls the creep wave away, which I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. Top tower about to get taken down. It is going to come in a trade, however, this middle tower is being pressured. One TP rolls in. They do back off, which is curious enough. Wouldn't have expected they would feel all that intimidated. The tier 2 tower at top takes a fall, and the team of Pulse are rotating back towards this middle lane. They want to try and come in from the behind and cut them off, which they will be able to successfully do so. No Ravages available on the Tide, but Dendi can blink away. Puppy needs to back off at a fairly rapid rate, but they are continuing to close in. If Regen catches off either one of them alone, death will roll in, but alas, no such thing will happen, and they will simply back off to the relative safety of their side of the map. Na'Vi looking to get a bit of vengeance. They're closing in on the team of Pulse. Haste coming in from the Dandy. Will any further pursuance come down, however? Puppy waiting in position. The team of Pulse continuing to push down this middle lane. The tier 1 tower currently taking a bit of damage. The Edict's going to melt through it at a fairly rapid rate, and the team of Na'Vi don't feel up to the task of taking this down. Dandy going to try and get the deny in this tower. Will it be successful? We'll have to wait and see. Wagamama waiting in position. No ulti. Oh, he does have the ulti. He's level 6 already. Didn't expect that. No deny, no successful deny to be had. Dendi unable to get the last hit on that. No Ravage coming in from the Tide just yet. He has quite a bit to go. 2 levels to build it up. Or, well, technically 1 level, I guess you could say. He's very close. He's 1 experience away from that level 5, as a matter of fact. Ancient camp stacked fairly nicely. They saw that the Wagamama was stacking this camp before, so they might want to venture there and kill it off. It might be able to get Light of Heaven, or rather Poppy, up to that level 6 even faster, which is something he really needs. The Ravage, very, very useful indeed. Middle tower getting awfully low, being healed up by the Treant Protector, but it will only just delay the inevitable, as I've mentioned several times before. Havorse charging in on Wagamama. Wagamama pops into that invisibility. Fishbone is here to join the fray. Havorse decides to back off, as does the rest of Na'Vi. The tornado to fly through is going to be a bit of a nuisance. This bastard is annoying as hell, needless to say. Towards the top lane, we see Pinoy getting a bit of free farm. For now, Light of Heaven moves in, Iron Shell goes down, Pinoy backs off. Puppy wishing to join the fray, sitting on level 5, closing in on level 6. Denny blinking in, we want to try and catch off with Leshrac. The Edict goes down, the Pulse Nova to do a nice chunk of damage. Hand of God to bring him back where he needs to be. Denny's now getting low, he pops off the screen, and now he needs to blink away. The Edict's continuing to do damage, but there goes the ulti coming in from Wagamama. This is the death of Dendy. Maybe one more right click goes down, but Wagamama getting awfully low. Magic Missile comes down, but the Shackles will land down on Puppy. Creating a 2-for-1 coming down right here. Na'Vi are once again not looking so great at the beginnings of this game. Taking a quick gander at the gold, we can see it's varied quite a bit. Currently a 2k advantage for the team of Pulse, and looking at the experience department, we see a 1000 advantage for the team of Na'Vi, which is of course due to the fact that the Treant Protector got absolutely jack all for a considerable amount of time, while the entirety of Na'Vi were getting XP perfectly fine. Puppy's still not level 6 yet, which is sad. Needs to sit in experience range, needs to get himself a couple of last hits, needs that Ravage available, and once that becomes available, things are going to start turning around for the team of Na'Vi. It's a fantastic ultimate, and it just wins fights. Fantastic hero all around. Leviathan, Tide Hunter, he's a good man. And this tower is continuing to be healed. This was very low in HP just a few mere moments ago. Now it's been brought back down to, brought back up to half. Magic Missile to fly through. Fishbone taking a bit of damage. The net to come down on Dendi, but no further follow-up to be dealt. Continuing to heal it down. Dendi jumps in. Fishbone is very low in HP. The Shadow Strike goes down, but he gets caught by the wards, and instantly Dendi melts. Havorse jumps in to try and do what he can. There goes the ulti to come in from the Treant Protector. Light of Heaven trying to do what he can as well, but what he can do is not all that much. And 2 members of Na'Vi melt for the cost of 1 lowly Raster. Not a good trade in the slightest.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom tower taking a bit of damage. Regen is pushing this down fairly hard, and that ward is causing some problems. The tower just can't take down this creep wave, and a few more right clicks will be enough to do it, but Light of Heaven charges in. The fortification goes down. It's trying to do some damage to Regen, but has to stay close to... Surprised Regen isn't just ulting him. Nice deny coming in from the dark side. The creep wave joins the fray. No ulti to be had just yet. Vacuum to go down. Regen actually getting awfully low on HP. Will spin and TP out to safety. Up towards this top lane. Continue on with the free farm. The Treant Protector healing every single tower at every single opportunity. Once upon a time, this tower was low. Now it's almost at full HP. Queen of Pain looking to be working towards possibly a BKB or Aghanim's. If it is Aghanim's, Shackles following up with the Hex and the Troll Trap to go down, and Dendi, oh my god, he's dead. Back to what I was saying, however, Aghanim's is a possibility, but Queen of Pain really won't have the mana pool to support spamming out that Scream all that often. It's far more likely to get a BKB because we have quite a few disables to come out of the team of Pulse. Stuns to come from the Leshrac, 2 disables to come in from the Shadow Shaman. While Gamama waiting in position, the tower being pushed forward, the Tornado going to weaken it just a little bit. Puppy gets a gush off. Arsart to join the fray, a few right clicks to be go down, and that Tornado does some serious damage, but it gets cancelled off. And team of Pulse back off. Glowing. Regen currently sitting on 73 for 10 in the last hit department. Looking good, slowly working his way towards that Battle Fury so he can farm even faster. If the team of Na'Vi can get a gank in on him, however, it will be very big, but Regen is no foolish individual. That's why he gets paid to play this game. He instead backs off to the safety of his side of the map. Fishbone guarding this regeneration rune. My brain just farted. Excuse me. Regen to do a bit of farming up in the jungle. Na'Vi look to be unifying a bit towards this middle lane, possibly try and finally take down this tier 1 tower, which is back to almost full HP because of Treant Protector and that absolute bollocks ability. But Pulse are responding to it in the same fashion. They're unifying as well. They can see exactly what's going on with the use of this ward, and they know it's just one hero there, nothing more than that, and they can venture forward as much as they want. Invisibility, while Gamama going to scout out a poor innocent Havorst, and with initiating with that ulti could cause some problems in for him, trying to run away as best he can, not going down to the tier 2, but there goes a Ravage coming in from Poppy, catches out 2, the Hand of God to bring everyone back, a fantastic ulti to come out of the Queen of Pain. They're finally beginning to turn this around. The Shrek takes a fall while Gamama still stands. The ward's doing some damage as Shackles to come down on someone from Rasta. No further casualties being had just yet, but then the Tidehunter takes a 4, 3-second stun to come down from Mini. The rest of Pulse are moving into position. Arsart being forced back off. Vacuum into the center, following up with a Scream, and the Chen takes a fall, followed by the Rasta. Na'Vi definitely looking to be turning this around, but maybe they will be turning it around. Pulse almost getting a kill there on Dendi. Havorst trying to take someone down. The Treat gets taken down, and now we're focusing up on Regen. The ulti currently being used up, not available at the current moment. Wildkin being a bit of a nuisance. Shadow Strike to slow down Regen, but the phase boots for the most part will counter that. Couple of deaths for several kills. Na'Vi finally bringing something back and showing that they aren't hopeless and incompetent, that they are indeed as good as they were in all the tournaments that they've won. I have no idea where I was going with that. Disregard everything. After that little fight, a quick gander at the gold, and we can see it's almost evened up, closing in on just a 1k advantage, 1.5k advantage for the team of Pulse. Experience-wise, 3k advantage for the team of Na'Vi. Item-wise, Tidehunter has effectively nothing, but again, he is a support. That's simply how you roll. Same to be said for that Venture Spirit. We see Chaos Knight currently sitting on boots and treads and nothing more than that. Dendi still got that Ogre Club in hand, as well as some power treads available for her. And then we have Mechanism on the Darkseer, following it up with a Stout Shield, level 1 boots, and a Soul Ring. On the side of Pulse, we see Leshrac, Bracer and Phase Boots, Regen, Phase Boots, and Perseverance. Mini currently sitting on Arcane Booties and a Mechanism. We see Treant Protector, Arcane Booties, looks to be possibly going for a Achievers. And then we have Shadow Shaman, Arcane Booties, and some Bracer. Middle Tower's being pressured, Fortification not available, and the Edict melts it down within the course of seconds. And the team of Pulse can... Actually, that was denied. A fantastic deny coming in from Dendi. Nicely timed, nicely done. That's the second tower that's been denied, I believe. Tier 1 tower denied down here, Tier 2 tower denied over here. Now, there's this big problem that the team of Pulse are going to have if this transitions into the late game, is the fact that the stronger they get, the stronger this gets. The Wall of Replica will cause some serious problems if Juggernaut becomes this unstoppable right-clicking machine. it's going to become an unstoppable right-clicking machine for the team of Na'Vi, and would be able to, you could use one of those illusions to kill off a support such as Leshrac or such as Chen fairly easy. This Ancient Cam is being farmed up, they're going to gain themselves back just that little bit of experience and gold, or gain themselves more gold and gain themselves back a little bit of experience. If Na'Vi were aware of this, it could be an opportunity to deal a lot of damage if they got a nice initiation, such as with a Ravage and a Scream of Pain, but alas, we'll get away. And BKB is going to be picked up by Dandy, not Naganim's. Fortification goes down. They really want to take down this tower. Will it be successful, however? The fortification will only delay the inevitable, and with reinforcements not rolling in, they should be able to successfully take this down, but they've smoked up. Pulse charging in on the offensive. They want to try and catch them out, but they are well aware that this is going on. The sentry ward to be placed down. Hubby backs off. There goes the ulti to come down from the Ravage. Right under the wall and the vacuum, a lot of damage to be sustained by the team with Pulse. Screen Protector takes the fall, the ulti from Juggernaut to fly through, swap to be had on Mini, the right click should be dealt down. Dominating coming in from Havorst, 3 members of Pulse have fallen, buyback to be had by the Rasta. Havorst currently running for his life, one more right click to take him down. Light of Heaven takes down the Rasta, but Havorst takes a falling. Region is looking to pay for it, however. Arsad gets hasted up, he needs to get off that magic missile, and there it lands, looking for the surround, vacuum back in, the spin to win to allow him to try and get out, and it looks like he will escape. The team of Na'Vi really want this kill. Denny blinks ahead, one more right click will do it, maybe 2 more, and there it is. The entire team of Pulse wiped out by Na'Vi. And from here on out, after a nice bit of reclaiming of gold, we can take down a tier 2 here, we can take down a tier 1, or another tier 2. It's really up to them. But they are fairly injured, and as a result, it is looking like the team of Na'Vi will want to venture back to their fountain, lick their wounds, heal themselves up back to where their HP needs to be, and then jump straight back into the action. BKB secured up by the Queen of Pain. If we take a quick look at the gold, we can see the tides have turned, and Na'Vi have secured themselves a slight advantage. They brought the deficit into their favor. And in the experience department, as it has been since the very beginning of the game, they've been ahead, 7.5k advantage secured up by them. Denny going on an exploration mission once again. Making use of this haste, we catch out a Pinoy. A few more right clicks is all we will need to take him down. There goes a Shadow Strike, but Wagamama moves in, pops the invisibility off, and now Queen of Pain is in a bad situation, blinks away to safety, no ulti to catch him down or hold him down. Which would have been a worthy trade, I should add. Popping an ulti for a dead Queen of Pain, yeah, we'll go with that. Chaos 9 looking to work towards a BKB. How will we proceed? An RV, Havorst has to be a little bit cautious. Big cluster of heroes coming in from Pulse and not too far away. Puppy venturing about, probably going to make his way towards Secret Shop and get some arcane booties, maybe not. Keeping that money in his inventory, maybe just going straight for a Blink Dagger. Venturing towards this bottom lane, Dendy charges in on the offensive to wipe down this incoming creep wave. Has to be careful of Region, however. That ulti could completely destroy Dendy. But then again, Dendy could just blink away from it, if he's fast enough. Iron Shell to go down, charging in on the offensive once again. They want to try and salvage something from this. Get down to tier 2 tower, easy peasy. Get a bit of gold, be very happy. Still no arcane boots. Maybe we're not going to get them. I'll start farming up the jungle. Same can be said for Havorst, who has just finished up his BKB and is now being sent on its way. And once he arrives to the fray, they will push, 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 push. $117 last hits coming in from Light of Heaven, 101 coming in for Havorst and Region. They're looking good in the last hit department. This tower is not looking so good. Fortification not available for the team of Pulse. The living armor already being used by the Screen Protector, and it's doing effectively nothing when it was used. TP's rolling in, however, we got the stun to land down on someone. Yes, we caught out a Chen. Mini is getting awfully low, and he gets taken down in a fairly rapid race. Region jumps into the action, so does Wagamama, pops off that ulti, so does Rasta coming in from the low ground. Then he pops off the BKB. The ulti to fly through to F1, but the Ravage catches them all out. 2 members, 3 members of 4, and now we're currently giving chase. Arsar giving the swap down there on Region. Pops a healing wall, trying to TP out. Will the damage be enough? It will not. I mean, it will, but the vacuum goes down and doesn't TP anyway. That's what I was trying to say. I silly. Wagamama, the sole survivor, backing off to the fountain to lick his wounds, and this could potentially be GG for the team of Pulse. It'll be a while before they return to the fray. No fortification is available, but it will be up in about 1 minute time, but it will not be soon enough. This is a tier 3, and this is a melee Rax, easily secured up by the team of Na'Vi. Mini can do absolutely nothing. Hand of God and Mechanism, that's all he can do right now, but he's got no one to absorb up the heals. Everyone else is dead. The range barrack takes a fall as well. Jumping straight in, the reality rift instantly pops off the Lashrak. Mini 4-second stun and the vacuum to go down. Two members instantly melt. The swap to be had, who brought... Who was bringing the action? Wagamama brought straight into the action. Shackles to go down, and Puppy doesn't make a difference at all. Rasta takes a fall. Divorce takes up a couple of hits from the tower, doesn't care in the slightest, and this is definitely going to be GG. Surprisingly, we're TPing back. Oh, we guess we've got to defend this middle lane. Push it forward. You can't just rotate to this barracks because the tier 2 still stands. Top lane also has quite a bit of momentum as well, which is a saving grace, I should add. Aghanim Scepter secured up by the Darks here. Now this is going to be painful. Aghanim Scepter combined with the Wall of Replicate, the illusions deal 140% damage. They deal more damage than you do. Needless to say, it's a little bit problematic. And that Juggernaut deals a nice amount of damage. Right clicks to come out of him are fairly painful. He's going to be doing more damage than that. Again, yeah, it's going to be painful. Dendi working towards a sheep stick. You see Havorster working his way towards a heart. Light of Heaven, of course, has that Aghanim Scepter of Glory. We see Arsart going for... Oh no, Necronomicon.
Haste.
And Tidehunter also getting a Necro book. Come on, the ward's getting caught out. Ward's being dropped off, ulti being popped off, a lot of damage, but Dendi jumps in. Fantastic scream to come down on him. The Scream Pain going to follow it out as well. The ward's getting awfully low, but he's also dealing a lot of damage. Chen trying to run away, the wall in the vacuum to go down. Wagamama getting low, Chen taking a fall. Wagamama is dead. Blink? No ulti. I mean, no mana. But he has some stick charges, but isn't going to use them. Instead, we're just going to free farm up these wards. Narrow escape coming in by Wagamama, who really needs to be careful. Doesn't want to venture out too far. And this will definitely be G to the GG. Middle tower will take a fall. Fortification is available, but it won't make much of a difference. Tower will fall at a very rapid rate.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
And they've got no reason to stop. The tier 3 tower is bare. The barracks are just begging to be beaten on while Pulse are all online. And they have the power that they need. Region gets swapped straight into the action, but Arsart will pay for it. Shackles to go down on him. Nice split out to go down, but there goes a Ravage. And the vacuum catches up everyone. And Denny's just right-clicking everyone down. The ulti to fly down from the Omni Slash. There's a nice amount of damage, but alas, it isn't enough. Light of Heaven. They're getting low on HP. It wasn't quite that great. The team of Na'Vi, they're low on HP. They've still taken no casualties. How are they not dead? How are they still alive? The GG well played coming out from both sides. And everyone on Pulse rapidly disconnecting. And remember, Pulse won game number 1, despite what this says. Bad. Silly Arsart. Okay, both sides are disconnecting now. The creeps will eventually kill off the ancient camp. I mean, the ancient. Can't they just finish the game or at least use their game end command? Come on, guys. The magic of skipping ahead. There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Starladder number 3. Na'Vi going up against Pulse. Pulse won the first game, Na'Vi won the second. Who will win the third? We'll just have to wait and see. My name has been Toshley. I'll see you next time.